So the first step is helping the client identify a problematic or distorted thought, such as, I am so overweight. I look so disgusting. So what's the next step? If we were doing CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, the next step would be to challenge, refute, dispute, point out how that's illogical, there's no evidence, etc. We're not going to do that in DBT. In DBT, the next step is have the clients identify the opposite extreme of that thought. And you want to make the opposite extreme as silly or as exaggerated, as irrational, or even comical as possible. For example, I am the epitome of thinness. The Barbie doll was designed for my personal replica. I am clearly Miss Universe. In fact, if there was another universe, I would be Miss Universe there too. Right? And there's a couple of reasons you want to just exaggerate, embellish the opposite extreme as much as possible. One is so that you have ample distance between the original thought and the opposite extreme, so that you have plenty of middle ground to work with when we get to the middle thought. But there's another reason that you want to exaggerate that opposite extreme. And that is, the more you exaggerate, the more you embellish the opposite extreme, the more the client is going to recognize what you're doing. And they're going to realize just how irrational that opposite extreme is. And that's important because clients are often doing that same process to the original thought, but not recognizing it. So more often than not, that original problem thought is grounded in some grain of truth. But the client has taken that grain of truth and just run with it. And they've embellished it more and more and more, but they haven't recognized that they've done that. But when you do that same process to the opposite extreme, they pick up on that. And so therefore, you can kind of use that as an opportunity to foster some insight in your client. And you can maybe even ask them, oh, so you were really good at noticing that I was exaggerating the opposite thought. So I'm just curious, do you think maybe you've done that to the original thoughts?